With everything happening in the world right now, coronavirus, climate crisis, the election, so many high stakes things, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed and not know how we can make a positive difference in the world for ourselves, our family, and for the future of humanity. And on top of that, I'm sure we also have our own things going on, things in our own lives that aren't the way we would like them to be. And in this video series, I'm going to talk about how to approach the process and start taking action on the process of changing your life, and with an eye for that being the first step towards changing the world. And today we're going to start with why. Start with what's important to us. And the reason I want to start with why is because if you know your why, and if it's strong enough, you're going to be much more motivated to do the hard work that's necessary to change your life and change the world. And you're much less likely to be pushed off course by someone else who might not believe the same things that you believe or care about the same things that you care about. You don't want to be living someone else's vision. You want to be living your own vision for your life and for the world. So I recommend getting a journal and writing these questions out and taking some time with the answers. Taking some time to talk about it with yourself in the journaling process, talk about it with your loved ones. Here's the first question. What are your top values? A few years ago when I was in grad school, I came up with my top 3 values. They're love, humor, and justice. And it all boils down to love in the end, I think, and humor and justice are 2 different flavors. Cornel West says that justice is what love looks like in public, but I like the range that gives me. I like the fact that it points me towards the fact that we're here for each other and that justice is important, love is important on a public scale as well, and that we want to be lighthearted about it. We want to have fun. That's what we're here for. Love, humor, and justice are my 3 values. What does your perfect society look like? How would you know if tomorrow everything were perfect? What would be different? How would you know? What's a simple way? I studied linguistics in college, and we always looked for the simplest possible explanation to describe the rules of a language. What is it that somebody knows when they know a language? Keep it simple, because there's a finite amount of storage space in the human brain, so we have to make sure that the rules that we're writing are simple. What is a simple way of describing your perfect society? For me, a perfect society is one that effortlessly meets the needs of mothers, children, and dogs. It sounds silly, but if mothers and children and dogs are getting everything they need, I think that everyone else is going to be pretty great. Everything else is going to be pretty good. What do you believe in? What do you believe is true, and what do you believe in? What do you believe about humanity? What do you believe about the world? What do you believe about human nature? For me, I believe that people are good, that we're here to love each other and take care of each other, and that all the evidence to the contrary, because there's a lot of bad stuff happening. There's a lot of violence, there's a lot of oppression, there's a lot of injustice, there's a lot of taking advantage of each other. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but there's a reason for it. And it's grounded in our goodness, and it's grounded in the fact that we're here to help each other and love each other. It comes from trauma. It comes from mental health. It comes from oppression. All the bad things that happen to us in our lives that tell us that the world is a scary place and that we're not good enough. I believe that's the core of human suffering and all the violence that we see. But the people at their core are good, and that we're here to help each other and help each other heal. And then what are your principles? What are some principles that you believe in? And the way I would describe principles is that they are like values, but maybe they're values that are harder for you to live by. The 3 principles that I try to focus on most are self-care, minimalism, and collaboration. These are things I believe in. These are things that I believe are important, but are harder for me to live by because I've grown up in a capitalist society where I've learned to be a good consumer and buy more than I need. I've grown up in an individualistic society where I've learned that I'm supposed to do everything on my own and not think about other people. And I've grown up in a society that has numbed me to my authentic needs and made it harder for me to know what I need versus what I want, or what these artificial needs that are given to me by the consumer society. So even though I believe these are important and I want to live by them, it's harder for me, and I have to pay a little bit more attention there. What are your top values? What does your perfect society look like? What do you believe in? And what are some principles, some values that are harder for you to live by, but you want to focus on. Start there, and we will build on that in the next video. And the second part of the assignment I want to give you, because we're grounding this in action as well, we're grounding this in how to change the world, and right now the greatest opportunity to change the world, I believe, is in this election. So I'm going to include some links, some ideas for how you can get involved. I recommend checking them out, finding something that you think you can do. You can sign up now if you want, you can start doing it now if you want, or just wait till the next video and I'll tell you the next step. But find something there that you can do and comment below. Let us know what you think you can do. That way we can keep each other accountable. Okay? Take care. Be well. Let's change the world. Let's show up for ourselves, for each other.